So you're thinking about upgrading your floors. That's great. Now, if you're looking for something that really checks all the boxes, durability, comfort, and style, then let me introduce you to WPC Vinyl Flooring. My name's Kendal. I've been in the flooring game since '99, so I've seen what works, what doesn't, and what really holds up over time. And honestly, when a homeowner tells me they want something that's waterproof, easy to maintain, and still feels great underfoot, WPC is usually what I steer them toward. It's part of the luxury vinyl plank family, LVP for short, and WPC stands for Wood Plastic Composite. What makes it stand out is how it balances both comfort and practicality. Compared to its cousin SPC, or Stone Plastic Composite, WPC has a softer, more cushioned feel. That means it's warmer, quieter, and just more comfortable to walk on, especially if you're spending a lot of time standing in places like the kitchen or hallway. Now, whether WPC is the best fit for your space really depends on what you're after. It's a great all-around choice, but if you're leaning more toward maximum durability, like for a commercial space or something with heavy traffic, SPC might be worth looking at too. We'll get into that. I'll break it all down: the waterproofing, how it installs, what maintenance looks like, everything you need to make a smart choice. So while we're chatting, feel free to grab a coffee or even take some notes. We're going to cover the essentials of luxury vinyl plank and what makes WPC such a game changer for a lot of my clients.
All right, so let's talk about what WPC flooring actually is. WPC stands for Wood Plastic Composite, and it's a type of luxury vinyl plank that really brings together comfort, durability, and a clean, stylish look. The way it's built is pretty clever. The core is made from a mix of wood fibers and plastic polymers, which gives it strength and flexibility. Then, on top of that, you've got a vinyl layer that gives it the appearance of real hardwood, stone, or tile. Now here's where it gets interesting, and why a lot of people love it. First off, it's super comfortable to walk on. That core gives it a soft, slightly cushioned feel, which makes a big difference if you're standing for long periods, like in the kitchen, doing dishes, or even just walking around barefoot at home. It also stays warmer underfoot than tile or stone, especially in cooler areas or if you're doing a basement install. That little bit of warmth really adds to the overall comfort. And of course, one of the biggest selling points, it's 100% waterproof. So it's perfect for those areas where moisture is a concern. Bathrooms, laundry rooms, kitchens, basements, no problem. Another big plus, it's stable. WPC doesn't expand or contract as much with temperature or humidity changes, so you're less likely to run into issues like warping or buckling down the line. And when it comes to installation, it's straightforward. Most WPC options use a click lock system, which means no glue, no mess. You can float it right over most subfloors, which cuts down on time and labor. As for maintenance, super easy. Just regular sweeping and a damp mop now and then, and you're good to go. No waxing, no refinishing. It's made to be low fuss. So yeah, that's what makes WPC stand out. You're getting comfort, water resistance, style, and long-term durability all in one package.
So here's how WPC vinyl flooring is actually built. It's made up of 4 layers, and each one serves a real purpose. First up, you've got the wear layer. That's the top surface, and it's what protects the floor from everyday wear. You know, scratches from shoes, pet nails, furniture drag, that kind of stuff. It helps keep the floor looking good over time, even with daily use. Right under that is the design layer. That's where the magic happens visually. This is what gives you that wood grain look, or maybe even a stone or tile design. It's all high-resolution imagery, so when it's done well, it looks incredibly realistic. Next is the heart of it, the core layer. That's the WPC core, made from wood fibers mixed with plastic polymers. This is what gives the floor its strength and structure, but also makes it softer underfoot than something like SPC. Plus, it's completely waterproof, so you don't have to worry about moisture messing it up. And finally, there's the base layer, usually cork or foam. That layer helps with sound absorption and smooths out little imperfections in your subfloor, making the floor feel more comfortable and keeping the installation process hassle-free. When you stack all of that together, you've got a floor that's durable, comfortable, and looks really sharp. That's why so many folks go with WPC, especially if they want something that feels good underfoot but still holds up over time. Now, with that in mind, not all WPC floors are built to the same standard,
And that's where quality really starts to matter. Let's talk about the different grades and what separates a basic WPC floor from a premium one. Now, I'll be real with you. Not all WPC flooring is built the same. Just because something says WPC on the label doesn't mean you're getting top-tier quality. Yeah, most of them will give you decent waterproofing and hold up well to wear, and that's fine if you're just looking for the basics. But if you really want a floor that takes things to the next level, something that not only performs but actually looks and feels high-end, then you'll want to look at premium WPC options. These higher quality WPC floors bring more to the table. You're talking about thicker wear layers for better protection, more realistic textures, added comfort underfoot, and finishes that can truly elevate the vibe of a room. I always tell folks, it's the difference between having floors that just do the job versus floors that actually pull the space together. So here's what I recommend looking for. First, check out that wear layer. Ideally, you want something in the 20 to 30 mil range. That's your shield against everyday life. Scratches, scuffs, you name it. Next up, something called embossed in register, or EIR. It's a surface texture that lines up exactly with the wood grain design underneath. That little detail makes it feel and look like real hardwood. It's subtle, but you notice it once it's installed. Also, waterproof construction. That's non-negotiable if you're installing in a kitchen, bathroom, or basement. And then there's painted bevel edges. They give the floor that sharp, finished look, where each plank stands out just a bit more. And don't forget about comfort. A thicker core gives you a more cushioned feel and helps reduce noise, especially if you've got kids or pets running around. Finally, good WPC flooring should work with your style. Whether your taste is modern, rustic, or more traditional, a solid product should have options that fit without you having to compromise. All right, coming up next, I'll lay out the pros and cons of WPC so you can decide if it really fits your space and your lifestyle. All right, let's talk pros and cons, starting with the good stuff, because honestly, there's a lot to like about WPC flooring. Now, even though it's a bit newer on the market and not as well known as traditional hardwood or standard vinyl, WPC is quickly becoming a go-to choice for folks who want that sweet spot between comfort and durability. Let's start with comfort. One of the first things people notice when they walk on WPC is how soft and cushioned it feels underfoot. That core it's built on gives it a more forgiving feel, so if you're spending a lot of time standing, say in the kitchen or doing laundry, your feet will thank you. Now, the waterproofing? That's a major win. WPC is 100% waterproof. You don't have to worry about moisture at all, which makes it a solid pick for bathrooms, laundry rooms, basements, anywhere that might see some spills or humidity. You drop something, it's no big deal. It's also surprisingly durable. That top wear layer holds up against daily wear, scratches, little accidents, and even sun exposure. So if you've got pets, kids, or a busy household, this stuff keeps its look longer than you'd expect. As for installation, it's really user-friendly. A lot of WPC flooring uses a click-lock system. No glue, no nails. If you're handy, you could even do it yourself. And you can lay it right over most existing floors, which saves a ton of time. Now, style-wise, it checks the boxes. There's a wide variety of colors and textures out there, a lot of them designed to look just like real wood or stone. So no matter what vibe your space has, modern, rustic, farmhouse, you can find something that fits right in. And maintenance? Super simple. Quick sweep, occasional mop, and you're good. No special cleaners or sealing needed. In the next bit, I'll go over a few things you should consider, because even great flooring has a few trade-offs, depending on your space. All right, now even though WPC flooring has a ton of great features, I always tell folks it's good to know the full picture, not just the highlights. First off, let's talk about price. WPC usually runs a little higher than your standard vinyl flooring, and that's really because of what you're getting. More layers, more comfort, better performance. So yeah, it costs more up front, but a lot of homeowners feel that the extra comfort and durability are worth that bump in price. Now, because of that thicker, denser core, WPC planks are a bit heavier than typical LVP. That's actually part of what makes them more stable and solid, but if you're thinking of installing it yourself, just know it might take a little more effort to handle and cut. Something else to think about: really heavy furniture.
We're talking big sectionals, appliances, stuff like that. WPC holds up well, but over time, that kind of weight could leave some dents. Easiest fix? Furniture pads or mats. Just a little precaution goes a long way. Also, WPC's made for indoor use. Even though it handles moisture like a champ inside, it's not really built for outdoor areas or spaces with a lot of direct sunlight. UV exposure can mess with the appearance and even the structure over time, so stick to inside installs. And one more thing. If being environmentally conscious is a big priority for you, it's worth knowing that WPC, being a composite material with plastic content, isn't the most recyclable option. Now that said, a lot of manufacturers are starting to clean up their processes and get certified for sustainable practices, so there are greener options within the category. Anyway, next we're going to get into one of the big questions I get all the time. Should you go with WPC, or is SPC the better fit for your project? Let's compare the two and help you figure out which one really suits your needs best.
All right, let's wrap this up. WPC flooring offers a great balance of comfort, durability, and style, and that's what makes it stand out. Because of the cushioned core, it feels softer underfoot than traditional vinyl or SPC. That extra bit of give really makes a difference in places like kitchens where you're standing a lot. It's more comfortable, plain and simple. Another thing is sound. WPC absorbs it better than SPC, so if you're working with an upstairs space or somewhere sound travels easily, that added quietness is a nice bonus. And when it comes to looks, WPC does a great job. The thicker planks allow for more realistic wood textures. You get the warmth, the detail. It looks and feels a lot like real hardwood. Plus, in bigger rooms, WPC holds up well without needing a bunch of transition strips. And it tends to feel warmer, which is a bonus in basements or cooler rooms. Now, while WPC used to be considered more premium, there are more price options these days, so you can find great quality that fits your budget. So, is WPC the right fit for you? If comfort, warmth, and a natural look matter to you, it's definitely worth considering. It's a cozy, quiet, and visually appealing choice that can make your space feel more like home. That said, if your space sees a ton of traffic, heavy furniture, or commercial use, SPC might be a better fit. It's stiffer, stronger, and built to handle more abuse thanks to its limestone core. They both have their place. It really comes down to how you use your space and what you value in your flooring. Hey, I appreciate you taking the time to learn more. I'm Kendal, been installing floors since 1999, and I love helping people make smart decisions about their homes. If you found this helpful, be sure to like the video, leave a comment if you've got questions or experience with WPC or SPC, and subscribe for more helpful flooring tips. Stick around, we've got more to come.